It's time to get fast, so we're at Spa, one of the greatest tracks in the world, to compare the LMP1 prototypes from Audi, Toyota, and Porsche. Starting with the 2014 Toyota TS040 Hybrid, this car came into the LMP scene with full force, taking a 1-2 finish in its debut race at the 6 Hours of Silverstone. It later took pole and finished third at Le Mans and went on to win the WEC Championship with 5 victories in 8 races. So one must expect this car to be fast, and it doesn't disappoint. One of the most immediate characteristics of the car to me was how heavily it depended on electric power. In the charging setting, the car struggles to hit 280 kph and is several seconds off the pace. But hit full power from the ERS and the car is an animal. Hold the ERS button down and the Toyota will easily surpass 320 kilometers an hour. Of course, being electric power, it means instant torque, and so the acceleration of the car is mind-blowing. On the other hand, this dependency electric power means you have to be a bit creative to correctly manage the ERS deployment for fastest laps. I found manually controlling the ERS worked best, but on low preserve it also worked well too. So I have half a tank of fuel, medium tires, so let's set a lap. From the Audi camp is the Le Mans winning 2014 R18 etron Quattro. Of course, Audi runs the extremely efficient and extremely torquey 4-liter turbo diesel V6. And I was quick to see that the engine was extremely powerful, and the car's aero efficiency felt better than the Toyota's as well. The diesel's wide flat torque curve meant you could run longer gears, and the shift lights told me to shift well before the car's actual red line, very much like a modern Formula 1 car. The car's front wheels are driven by electric motors, which made me think it would have traction like an all-wheel drive car. It does not. The crazy amount of torque was more than enough to overpower the rear tires, so you had to be aware of when to apply full throttle. It's worth noting the car has the smallest fuel capacity at 54 liters versus 68 of the Toyota and Porsche. Also, the ERS capacity was the least too, so you can't be greedy with the electric power. Now it's time to set a lap. Lastly, we have Porsche's contribution to LMP racing with the 2015 Porsche 919 Hybrid. Why not the 2016 car? Well, I wanted it to be as closely relevant to the Toyota and Audi models, which are only available to us in 2014 spec. For Porsche, 2014 was good, but 2015 ended up with 5 straight wins in the WEC Championship, so we know this car should be fast. Now, the 919 uses a very small 2-liter V4 turbocharged gasoline engine, and despite its small capacity, it has very good power, and what I felt was the most balanced combination of hybrid power in the group. This meant you could use any of the default ERS deployment settings around the lengthy Spa circuit. Yet I did find the default setup to be a lot further off than the other two cars, but once we got it within range, the car was excellent. Naturally, given the development that goes into these top-level factory-back LMP teams, the 2015 919 should be the faster car. But is it? Well, it's time to find out. So if anyone was wondering, I did actually set identical times with the Toyota and Audi, despite having drastically different sector times. But in the end, the 909 is simply a much faster car, most of that speed coming from its hybrid power on the straights. Now, I talked a lot about the car's different hybrid formulas and how that gave each car its own personality, but I don't want to leave out how much downforce and grip modern prototype cars have. The budgets of these teams rival Formula 1 teams, and the technology is arguably just as good. That translates to performances that are really not that far from a Formula 1 car, and that would make for an interesting comparison later on. So if that sounds intriguing to you, please like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.